Okay, in this video I'd like to show you how to convert vector to raster in Earth Engine, because it's another common thing you're going to need to do is move between kind of an object representation in vector format to a raster in an image. And we've got a couple of options here. We've got the feature that we just made, but I'm actually going to work with this. And the reason is that we're going to look at a method that converts feature collections to an image. And the first thing that we imported from QGIS is a feature collection. The second thing that we made in Earth Engine is a feature. And we could cast this feature as a feature collection, but just to keep it simple, let's work with this feature collection. Um, so then I'm going to go ahead and grab the snippet for this, and I'm going to paste it in, and we're going to convert the feature collection into an image. We're going to create this result called pond image that's going to store the end, and we're going to use a method of a feature collection. So I'm in feature collection, and I just want to show you that we're looking for something called reduce to image. And so I'll just go ahead and drag and copy this right now and close. And so the idea is that I need to start with my input, which is hello pond. And then I'm going to say dot and paste reduce to image in. And then it's going to have these two arguments that it's looking for, properties and reducer. So properties is it's asking you in the feature collection for each feature, which property do you want to use to stick into the to the pixels, right? Like what do you basically it's asking like what value do you want the raster to store in each pixel from this feature collection? And so you can say, and basically it has to be a number. And so I think that would give us the choice of ID and map scale. However, I think ID sometimes it's Earth Engine can get confused because there's an ID up here as well, and it doesn't know which one of these you really want to use. So let's go ahead and use a map scale because I think that this will work. And I'm just going to type in map scale and replace that prompt for the properties with map scale. And then I need to feed it a reducer. And so the idea here is to remember that a raster can only store one value per pixel. And so when we convert this feature collection over, in this case, we have two overlapping polygons. So it's basically asking you, hey, when I get to this situation where I'm trying to get a value for where I just clicked their inspector there, do you want me to give it the value of 1500, or do you want me to give it the value of not of that, sorry, but of 10,000, right? Because you can only store one. And so it's asking you, what rule do you want me to follow to bring data over from your feature collection when I have more than one possible value I could stick in here because there's the features in the feature collection overlap. Is that fair? So here the reducer, there's a whole tray of them. If you look under EE reducer, and we're going to start with something simple. We're just going to say, please, if you have to choose, take the bigger number, take the biggest number, take max. So I can then replace this, I'm just going to do it here, EE capital R reducer dot max with parentheses, and I'm not going to feed it any arguments, but I'm just going to say if grab the value from here. If there's more than one value, grab the biggest one, and then we can look at that. But before, let's try to tell it how we'd like it to display. So I'm going to say pond image is going to be here. The min is going to be 0. The max I think we just saw was 10,000. Is that right? Right there, it's that number. And then we can actually leave the palette blank because by default it's going to display a grayscale from black to white. So let's just not define a palette and let it do the default palette. And this is going to be our hello pond image. And I'm going to actually display this when we run, because this is the last thing I'm going to show you how to make. So if we click run, what's it mad about? Invalid argument specified for EE list map scale. Okay, so it wants this as a list. Is that fair? It's just basically saying invalid argument for this. It's expecting a list, and we just gave it a string. This is one of those let the Wookiee win moments, and let's go ahead and see if it warned us about its pickiness. If we went to feature collection and went to reduce to image and properties, yeah, it says it wants a list and it says it wants a reducer. Okay, so that's on us. Okay, sorry about that, but there, boom, boom, made it a list. Are you happy? And it seems like it's now content, and it's going to run through, and you're going to get this. And so notice how you've got basically a black on white image. And if we get the inspector, you should see that the white is going to be the 10,000 and the black is going to be the 1,500. And what you're seeing here is that wherever it is black, it's probably because it is, let's see, it's this one. See how it's this feature that was 1,500 that doesn't overlap with 10,000? But wherever you get the two overlapping, it's going to take the larger value. Is that fair? So then, just to kind of see how this kind of works, like if you changed this to min and ran it, you're going to get something a little bit different. You'll probably get more black, because now in cases where they overlap, it's going to give you the minimum value. Is that fair? So if you were wanting to get the features to be represented as wholes in a raster, you would have to kind of start creating an image with more than one band, because that's the only way to store more than one attribute about a location is through bands in an image. And what you should see is that what we're constructing here, our Hello Pond image, is going to be a single band, and it's going to be named more or less after the reducer that we use. Is that okay? So we're going to keep it simple. We're just creating a single band image from a feature collection, and that's a simple method simple in relatively for converting feature collections into images or vectors into rasters. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to show you here, and cool, done.